people of Peopletown. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be telling some creepy stories with
Springtrap 15.
Yeah, with Springtrap 15.
I'm quite scared because I'm scared of Bloody Mary.
Don't worry about it. You'll be alright. Don't say her name 3 times so you'll get murdered.
I mean 5.
No, it's 3.
I thought it was 5.
Well, it's 3. You already wasted 1. Don't use the other 2. Okay, let's go on and tell scary stories. Keyhole. Keyhole is a creepy story about a man who stayed in a strange hotel and encountered something very odd indeed.
Please, there's gonna be a part 2.
A man went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman at the desk gave him his key and told him that on his way to the room there was a door with no number that was locked and no one was allowed in there. Especially no one should look inside that room under any circumstances. So he followed the instructions of the woman at the front desk, going straight to his room and going to his bed. The next night, his curiosity would not leave him alone about the room with no number on the door. He walked down the hall to the door and tried the handle. Sure enough, it was locked. He bent down and threw it. Can I see? Wait, let me see. He bent down and looked through the wide keyhole. Cold air passed through it, chilling his eye. What he saw was a hotel bedroom like his, and in the corner was a woman whose skin was completely white. She was leaning her head against the wall, facing away from the door. He stared in confusion for a while. He almost knocked on the door out of curiosity, but decided not to. He crept away from the door and walked back to his room. The next day he returned to the door and looked through the keyhole. This time, all he saw was red. He couldn't make anything out besides of a distinct red color. Perhaps the inhabitants...
Habitats.
Yeah, it doesn't say habitats.
Sorry.
Perhaps the inhabitants of the room knew he was spying the night before and had blocked the keyhole with something red. At this point, he decided to consult the woman at the front desk for more information. She sighed and said, "Did you look through the keyhole?" The man told her that he had, and she said, "Well, I might as well tell you the story. A long time ago, a man murdered his wife in that room, and her ghost haunts it. But these people were not ordinary. They were white all over, except for their eyes, which were red." Oh! So he was literally staring at their eyes the whole time. All you have to say is,
Creepy.
I know it's creepy.
You should have not gotten this idea.
No, but I wanted to.
It's almost Halloween.
I know, that's why. The second story is called Lost Phone. The Lost Phone is a short, creepy story about a woman who misplaced her mobile phone and tries calling the number. One evening, a woman came home late from work. She put her handbag down in the kitchen table and started rooting through it. Then she realized she didn't have her mobile phone with her. She couldn't remember the last time she had it. I must have lost it on the way she went to the hallway. Picked up her, let me see where I am. I don't know what it is. Picked up her, whatever it says. Picked up her, probably bag, I don't know. Dialed the number of the mobile phone. The phone rang for a long time, then someone picked up. They didn't say anything. "Hello?" said the woman. There was no answer, but she could hear someone breathing on the other side, or the other end. "Hello? Can you hear me?" she said. There was still no answer, but the breathing got louder. "Hello, can anyone hear me?" the woman asked again. Then in a low voice, the person on the other end said, "I hear you." Then they hung up. After that, the woman kept calling her mobile, but nobody picked up. Eventually, she gave up in frustration. It was late, and she decided to go to bed. When she went upstairs to her bedroom, she was shocked to see her mobile phone sitting on the nightstand. It was on silent. Then who answered the phone? If her phone... Was someone at her house? You don't have to whisper. I know you're probably scared, but you don't have to whisper.
I have to whisper because it's a scary story. I have to say it in a creepy voice.
It was a scary story.
No. That's a witch voice.
No. The next story. Imaginary friends.
Okay, you're creepy.
I'm trying to be creepy and scare you. Because the stories of imaginary friends, like, if you haven't seen Paranormal Activity, it's like this boy named Toby. The girl has an imaginary friend named Toby. And he's real, man. He, like, pulled her sister's hair, man. Okay, let's get on with the story. Many children have imaginary friends when they are young, but some children have a very scary imagination. Do you have any imaginary friends you didn't tell me about? Spring Trip 15, huh? Huh?
Well, I have good ones.
Yeah. Do you have imaginary friends, though?
Yeah, but not bad ones.
Toby. Yeah, he's friends with Toby.
No, I'm not.
I haven't seen you talking to anybody imaginary. I literally see you playing with your toys most of the time, and then you don't turn to the side and be like, "Hey, Bob, Toby, whatever your name is. Have you seen that new toy right there? You want to play toys with me?" I don't see you doing that at all. I don't have imaginary friends. I think Mom said that Andres had imaginary friends. But no. No, let's continue on with the story. Many children have imaginary friends when they are young, but some children have a very scary imagination. This is a collection of true stories about children with pals who may or may not be a figment of their creative minds. Jenny, when I was 4 years old, creative minds, Jenny. When I was 4 years old, my mom and I moved into a large let's just call it a house. A large house that was built in the late 1800s. Dude, why are you gonna move into a house that was built like in the 1800s? Because lots of people died back then, and then there's like creepy ghosts like staring at them and stuff. Like there could be, if our house is haunted, there would be like literally a ghost standing right next to you.
Or laying down on the floor. I don't want to grab my foot.
It's like...
God, make me give nightmares.
When I was 4 years old, my mom and I moved into a large house that was built in the late 1800s. My mom always had a weird feeling about the house. There was a little off section in the basement, and we never knew why it was there. My mom told me that soon after we moved into the house, I suddenly had an imaginary friend. One day out of the blue, I told her I'd been playing with a little girl named Jenny. I thought that it was a phase and didn't pay much attention to it. I told her that Jenny wanted me to let the cat go down in the bin. No, I'm not going to let a cat go down. If I was her, I would have been like, nope. Let the cat go down in the basement so that she could play with it. Dude, she's probably going to kill that cat. That's what she's going to do. My mother allowed me to let the cat go down there, It never came back. That creeped her out. Then a few days later, I told Jenny, there's no words and I can barely tell what it is. I told her Jenny wanted me to go down and in the basement to my mom decided to research the history of the house. She found an old picture of the house and the family who used to live there. She showed me a picture of it and asked if I recognized any of them. There were 7 little girls in the picture, and without hesitation I pointed to one of them. The names of all the family members were written in the back. The girl I had pointed to was named Jenny. My mother got scared, because during her research, she discovered that the girl named Jenny had gone down into the basement one day and was never again. The family never found her, and they moved shortly after that. After I identified the girl in the picture, it was all way too much for me and my mom to handle. We moved out of the house and found somewhere else to live. When I turned 18, my mom told me all about what happened in that house. It still scares me when I think about it. Don't tell anyone my name. My niece had an imaginary friend, but she said she wasn't allowed to tell anyone his name. She said he told her. Everyone would get scared if they knew it. We kept asking her, but she would never tell anyone the name. Then one day, her mom and I were in the hallway, and my niece didn't realize it. She was talking to her imaginary friend and called him by his name. To this day, whenever I think about it, I'm still creeped out. The imaginary friend's name was Lucifer. No. I'm not going to explain. You guys have to research it yourself.
Sorry.
You guys are going to have to research it yourself. I'm not going to tell anything about that.
Because it's going to give us nightmares.
It's not going to give me nightmares. But all I know is we don't talk about him.
Don't want to say the name.
I'm not going to say the name.
Me either. Well, I'm not going to guess it in my mind.
But I know.
You just saw it.
Here, give me a second, guys. You know what, guys? If you really are interested in knowing, you can research it yourself. I'm not going to say it's just people say that 31st is the day of his birthday. And by his birthday, you see the name right there, that's his name.
It's a show named Lucifer, you know?
Okay. Yeah, but there is a show. There is a show about it. It's not really scary, though. Funny faces. I was staying in my aunt's house when I saw my 4-year-old cousin, April, sitting on the stairs. She was making funny faces. I asked her what she was doing, and she said, "I'm copying the lady with the braid." There was no one else there, so I asked, "Where's the lady, April? Where's that lady, April?" She pointed up at a beam running parallel to the stairwell. "And what is the lady doing?" I asked. "Making funny faces," April replied. I was about to go upstairs when April said something that stopped my tracks. Her braid is around her neck. I asked her what she meant. April pointed up and said the lady was hanging by her braid. "She's making funny faces at me." Then April started making a funny face. Her eyes were wide and bugged out. Her mouth hung open, and her tongue stuck out. I realized it was the face of someone who was strangling to death. It's like, kid, that's not a funny face. Matt, when I was growing up, there was a girl in my neighborhood who very weird. All of the other days, kids were freaked out by her. One day she told all of the kids that in the forest behind her house there was dead, bloody people. When they heard this, all of the kids freaked out and told their parents. Their fathers had to go out and search the forest just in case. All they found was candy wrappers and empty beer bottles. After that, all the kids in the neighborhood refused to go near her, including me. A few years later, my parents divorced. On the day the moving came to take my mom's things out of the house, the girl came out of nowhere and told me Matt didn't like that my parents were getting divorced. I had no idea who Matt was. Even though I stopped being friends with her, my dad told me was still friends with her parents. She told me that Matt was her imaginary friend. Her parents told him all about the problems they were having. Matt was often too physical. They claimed that Matt could control the lights and even make the power go out. They said Matt also knocked on doors at night. If he was ignored, the banging on the doors would start. A few years later, my dad decided that he would invite the girl and her parents over to our house. I begged my dad not to do this, but he said it would be nice to catch up with them. When they came over that night, my dad told me to entertain the girl. I brought her up to my bedroom and she seemed to be acting normal. She even told me how nice my room was. However, I was still creeped out by her. She sat down in the middle of the floor while I tried to put a movie on the DVD player. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the most deadpan voice, she said, "Matt's here." At that exact moment, the lights began to flicker on and off. I got scared. I got so scared, I ran out of my room crying in fear. Her parents came running up the stairs, dragged their daughter out of my room, and took her home. For weeks afterwards, I refused to sleep in my bedroom. I haven't heard much from the family ever since then, but I heard that Matt still controlled the lights. But I don't know if he is still around. To this day, whenever the lights begin to flicker or the bulb blows, it still freaks me out. We're gonna skip.
People,
I'm gonna skip this one.
guys, we have to skip this, so...
Yeah, we're gonna skip that story. Kelly. When my daughter was 3, she had an imaginary friend named Kelly who lived in her closet. That's not good if your imaginary friend lives in your closet. She said Kelly played with her and sat in the little rocking chair while she slept. 2 years later, we were watching a horror movie, and my daughter said, "That looks like Kelly." "Kelly who?" I asked. "You know, Kelly?" She replied, "The dead girl that lived in my closet."
Okay, I'm starting to be afraid of the closet.
I have to... Caleb.
What?
Your closet is literally wide open. You have a big brother, literally, in your room, and I'm just alone with 2 cats in my room. Literally, nobody else but me and 2 other cats. You should see me when I get scared. I literally grab both cats and be like, no, that was just that one time. I'm kidding, no, that never happened. If I would get scared, I'm pretty sure I would get the cats and be like, "Cats, protect me." The little girl in the lake. When I was a kid, we often went camping on Lake Deering in New Hampshire. One day, when I was 6 years old, I fell off the dock and plunged into the water. I couldn't swim. While I was underwater, I distinctly remember seeing a little girl down there who told me to look up towards the sun and just keep kicking and I'll be fine. I swam up to the surface just in time for my grandfather to grab me and pull me back on the dock. I found out later that girl had drowned in the lake near that very same spot. Serena.
Okay, stop. Oh, that's a short one?
Yeah, that's a short one. I asked my niece to draw her imaginary friend, Serena. She was 4 years old, and when she sleeps over, she and Serena what? Can't see the rest.
Looks like, okay, we'll end this.
Yeah. We're gonna have to end it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very scary video. Get ready for Halloween if you're not ready.
If you hate clowns, stay away from them.
Yes, watch out for those killer clowns that everyone keeps talking about. Cause I watched a few videos on
some prank ones.
Yeah, I watched some videos on YouTube. It's like some guys went out on a jog and they saw like a clown literally at 7 a.m. in the morning, literally walking up the bridge with a knife in its hand, and he chased them for like a few miles. I don't know. But yeah, if you're gonna dress up as a clown, dress up like as a funny clown a little bit. Don't have a weapon in your hand.
Use a toy one.
No, don't use any toy one. Just make sure you have your mask taken off. Or no mask at all, because you don't want people coming up to you, be like, a clown, and then they like stab you or shoot you. There has been many people that had a prank gone wrong. They pranked to be a clown. They pranked other people. They were a clown, and then
they got sometimes arrested.
No, they got hurt. Some of the people died. Some of the people got injured.
And some are just arrested.
Yeah. So yeah, see you on another video. And also, leave a like button, slap that like button to show that you guys want to see more of these scary stories.
And watch out from Slenderman.
Bruh. And watch out for creepy imaginary friends. Peace out.